Welcome. Welcome, y'all. Happy New Year. 225. It's 2025. Bye-bye 2024. We are done with that year. Josh and I are very done with 2024. I thought that it would be the perfect way to kick off our January with my hubby and business partner and the dopamine dealer of LinkedIn and all the things that he is to chat on this January. And we are getting ready for our big game. Right? That's right. Cotton Bowl. You got that up there. Josh and I went to the Clemson game. Yeah, so here we go. Oh my God, you really you're ready. I'm realizing that this is like too much white hat with everything. I needed my orange hat, but well, babe, say hi.
Hey everyone, I was just waiting for my lovely wife to finish her talking because I always need to know to wait my turn. Good to see everybody. Happy New Year. Happy January 225, as my wife said, but I would say 2025. And, look at that. I get to kick off my year, my first interview of the year, being interviewed by my wife. Even though she told me this is not an interview, this is us hanging out,
Yeah.
talking,
Yes.
because we are equal. Actually, she's probably a little higher than me. Let's just be honest. We all know that. So here we are.
Uh-huh. Here we are.
What's going
Here we
on,
are.
Ray?
I feel like a lot of people that have started to follow me, followed you, we haven't done a ton of this interacting in 2024, we did maybe 2
Who do you
events
think they
with all of
followed
our
first? They followed
me.
me first or you first? They followed you first. Okay. So we're going to see.
This
Everyone's going to comment. Who did you follow first out of the B-Lees?
remember, this is my LinkedIn Live that you're connecting to. So it should go to, right, my audience based off the algorithm, but
My mom always taught me ladies first.
yes, yes, yes. So, yeah, in case you didn't know, Josh and I are husband and wife. We're the co-owners of Standout Authority. And yeah, if you don't follow him or if you don't follow me because you're watching him, give us both a connection. And definitely tell us where you are watching us from today. We love saying what's up. Josh and I were talking about what the heck do we want to talk about today? And there's so much already that has happened in the first 10 days of the new year. This year
In our
is
life or in the world in general? Or both?
both. Both. What we wanted to talk about today is just big ideas that we're thinking about for 2025, where our heads at, AI, social media, all the things. So I think what we could start, we have to start with Facebook. So excuse me, Metas.
We're on LinkedIn and we're talking about Meta.
Well done. One of our best attended, if you remember, what was it 2 years ago, was the 5 or 10 reasons you should get off of Facebook. We did that. It was one of our best.
Well, I think a lot of people now don't even need a reason because they just found out, what old Zuck's doing. And, it's two perspectives, either he's giving power to the people or he's, basically bending under new rule and making sure that, he follows the leader, so to speak, and allows
Yeah. So
no
what's if people
control.
don't really know, what's going on. You did a video a couple days ago that's almost at 1 million impressions.
Yeah.
This quick tip for this year
Newsjacking. No, I'm sorry.
Video is hot on LinkedIn, and if you can create a video quickly that is relevant to something in the news, you could really pick up in terms of reach.
News thing, like if you guys are watching, it's in the right-hand corner. If you're not on your phone, if you're on your desktop, right-hand corner news feed. That's kind of like what's trending on LinkedIn, like trending hashtags on other platforms. Just a quick hot tip. If you don't watch anything more in the first 5 minutes, pay attention.
There you go. So anyways, what is Meta up to?
Oh, what is Meta not up to? Um, well, they're not up to doing really well with their AR, alternative reality. I think their Meta Ray-Ban glasses aren't doing as hot as they thought, but that's not what we're talking about, is it, Ray? We are talking about what Meta is doing with shifting how they actually control the flow of information, how they control the truth versus lies, how they actually control, or I should say, how they are not going to control, AKA, I hate to use the word free speech, but it is and it isn't, because you and I both know that there's so much power that we all have in today's world with social media and the audiences that follow us. And I think some people, just like in all my favorite superhero shows and movies, some use it for good, others use it for evil. And so I think this is what we've got ahead of us right now, because Zuck has, kind of shifted to be able to follow what Twitter, aka X, Elon Musk has done with his platform, and getting rid of content regulation in regards to protecting people from discrimination or other aspects, and has put that in the power of the people to be able to truly control what they believe is truth, fake news, or let's just be honest, um, hate speech. So, we will see.
Yeah. So just to recap, I was just, basically in the US, they're ending third party fact checking program and moving to a community notes model, which is stolen from X, aka Elon Musk, aka major new administration supporter. Will allow more speech by lifting restrictions on subtopics that are part of mainstream discourse, and then focusing our enforcement on illegal and high severity violations. Pretty freaking subjective, don't you think, Josh, on what is truly high severity, right? And then they're
Yeah.
gonna really they're going to be getting political content back into feeds. They're going to be moving the people that were doing a lot of the fact checking, the cybersecurity, into Texas, because Texas is much different regulation than California. I'm just,
Yeah.
maybe a couple, like you can pick up on a couple of my feelings with this.
And I mean, look,
Um,
like my post and video that I did earlier this week, kind of talking about it. I took Rachel, I try to take a higher road, right? I try to take the road of, hey, the power is getting put back in the people. This is our opportunity as creators, as business owners, as human beings, to control the narrative in a way that is positive, to make sure that we are empowered to to give and spread positivity and enlightenment to our audiences, and to be careful, because there's so much power in our words as creators. And that's the kind of road I took, right? Like, hey, pay attention, y'all. You have the power. They're giving you more power than ever before. It's not I've been saying this for the last year, Rachel, right? I mean, I said it's not a digital revolution, it's a human revolution. And we have more power than ever before in a world of AI, in a world of digital online media. And this is our opportunity to really prove that we are bettering this world in a way. And a lot of people are like, you trust people? Really? Have you not seen the world we live in? Like, dude, this is going to be a shit show. And get ready, because here comes the dumpster fire, AKA Facebook. And people are just going to get shit on left and right and going to be put down. And that sucks that you and I have kids growing up in a world that most people in this world believe that when human beings are given the power to control their speech, it will be to harm rather than heal.
hmm, yeah, yes. And yeah, I mean, all of that. And I just, I think this is also like a good parlay and just like overall conversation about AI too, right? And we're seeing this movement, this inherent trust in people, which we've been in a trust recession. So people don't trust other people. So even if somebody puts a post and then all the community comes in, 100 people say, this is wrong, this is why it's wrong. Another 100 people say, this is right because of this. We're now somehow supposed to trust all of these people who inherently have unconscious bias. We have no idea where they're getting their information from. So they might be commenting on the community notes, use ChatGPT to pull up, tell me about this topic. And that AI is only as good as the data it's provided. And so we're in a trust recession, yet we're trusting AI and we're trusting people so much. And I think that's really confusing. I think this is going to continues to give too much faith in humanity when we don't really know the power of the tools that we have available to us yet.
Most people don't. And if my ADHD doesn't say this, you said parlay. So I still have Captain Jack Sparrow in my head going parlay from Pirates of the Caribbean. But I got that
Oh,
out. It's done. So now we're back to AI.
okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's AI controlling AI, content being written by AI, then commented by AI. But AI is getting smarter while the human beings are. I shared this cartoon once. It's AI getting smarter, learning how to be more human, and humans are becoming stupider because they're just sitting back and not actually even taking time to actually learn anything anymore. Because why learn
Yeah.
anything? Because AI can just do it for me. So, Terminator, who knows where we're going to be. I mean, look, when AI and all this came out, there's a lot of smart people that were like, dude, be careful. We need to regulate where AI is going to go and what kind of control it is. Um, and we're seeing this shift. But I think this is why you and I appreciate LinkedIn still, because there is control. There is not control, there is respect not only for the truth, but respect for the people that are on the platform. It is one of the most trusted platforms out there. And I think because of this, and we were already seeing this shift, Rachel, of people more and more. I mean, LinkedIn's becoming the hot new thing. You and I have been talking about this for a decade. And now everyone's going, oh my God, hey, that thing you were talking about, LinkedIn? I'm like, yeah, like I think I need to do it now. I'm like, yeah, Rachel and I have been telling y'all for years, LinkedIn
Yeah.
is one of the most powerful platforms out there, and especially being one of the most trusted, this is the
Yeah.
opportunity. And I think this is what we're going to see a shift. I think
Yeah.
Microsoft's poised because it owns LinkedIn and also owns it doesn't really admit it, but owns Copilot. Well, they say own Copilot too, but they own OpenAI, aka ChatGPT. I think they're poised for some awesome opportunities. And I mean, I know I shifted the conversation a little bit, but look, with AI, it's only like you said, it's only as good. And if we're going to have a whole bunch of just fake news, and there's no regulation, we have to be the regulated parties. I mean, I listen to some of what our kids say, and I'm like, where did you learn that? Like that's not even close to accurate.
I
And
know.
it's
Which is why it bothers me. It just bothers me because what Meta was doing, just in reading about this, their like third party fact checking system was comprised of like factcheck.org along with like 90 different other organizations, people across the world. I get that that meant that there are millions of people that, we've all like witnessed this, right? Where a post gets banned, right? Because you said something about whatever LGBTQ and it just, whoops, like that's just the AI and all that got picked up. But like, there has to be a middle of the road. And what I'm hoping you know me, I'll get into my astrology a little bit, but this year, at least the astro trends are calling it the year of the divine pendulum because and we're all in the age of the Aquarius, which Aquarius is all about technology and community. And so I think that we're going to swing this way, especially in the US and especially which what US does affect so much of the world, especially with the new administration. We're going to see, and then I think we're going to shift out like over the next couple years. And I think we'll get to some middle of the road, but I would say hold on to your pants because I think this is going to be a super wild ride. And to your point, Josh, yeah, I'll be spending, and we already do spend a lot of our time on LinkedIn. We do think this is the best platform to be on. I'm going to stick to that. And please, LinkedIn, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
You talk about that regulation. I forget what it was. Like it was on my post the other day, that video that I did. Someone said something around Meta, and then I wrote a response about, yeah, that sucks, or I forget what it was. Wasn't like a blatantly rude or mean comment. I was just agreeing with him, like, yeah, that's bullshit, or that really sucks, or something that, and like it goes, warning, you've been warned before for putting a comment that is against our T's and C's. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even like, I barely now, and this is where it kind of goes into like, they didn't tell me not to post it. They warned me, hey, it could be deemed as aggressive towards somebody else. I was kind of agreeing with them in a way that was, yeah, a little, thrown off. That's how you and I speak a lot. But,
Like
and there's going to be
colloquial.
people that go, well, that's the hell is it called now? I lose my mind. Yeah, that's Big Brother, trying to control me and what I say. The problem is there's a lot of people in this world that need to be controlled because honestly, they're actually not adding value to this world. They're actually trying to destroy it in a way that is not going to be better for future generations. So, yeah, we have to be able to find that even ground, because this is kind of where we live in. I wish we could say it. I mean, I wish everyone loves everyone else. Yay, astrology. But
That is not what
it's
astrology
not
is.
the case. Huh?
That is not what astrology is about loving
I
other
know. I'm
people.
sorry. You were just saying astrology. I threw it in there because, again, I still have now. See, y'all don't realize, again, ADHD. Rachel said this is the age of Aquarius. Of course, the song starts playing in my head now, and I'm like, dude, Rachel, if this is the age of Aquarius, Rachel needs to have on the road over here. She needs to have Age of Aquarius song playing in the background anytime she says it. And I'm like, yeah. And but no.
You are hype, man. See, this is what happens when you keep Josh and I sick and dealing with problems for a while. We get on with you and we're just like, we're hype, we're ready, to go. We're keeping that energy. So
Because you know what? We love everybody. We love you 3000. Tony.
we what else what are we thinking about for 2025? You know, one thing that I've been thinking about, we talked about it last year too. I think we're going to continue to see experiential and live and in person continue to be really strong way of getting new, acquiring new people into your ecosystem or retaining. I think that we're just craving that. We're craving experiences. And I also am excited because I think that brands and companies are going to start stepping up their game again with experiences because we went through like such a lull, like COVID, all that. I think we're going to like South by Southwest activation. I just think that we're going to start to see a lot more of that. And in case you didn't know, Standout Authority dabbled in the Web3 world, and we had a Standout Authority coin, and we actually have a Discord community. Josh, I mean, I think that we're gonna, our crypto's doing pretty well. I think we're gonna start to see, a little swing back to that, but it's not gonna be like NFT buy my, freaking picture kind of a thing. It's gonna be more application.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see that. I mean, like as you say, you talk about experiential. You talk about being back in person. I think we're gonna move, and you and I have been again screaming this from the rooftops for a long time. But the humanization of brands and the alignment, and it's going to be to a polar. We live in a world like it. I hate to say it, like people want to be polarizing. It's either it's a love hate relationship. There's no middle ground anymore, and that sucks because you and I mean, I grew up in a world where, you know, it doesn't matter. Someone can have a different opinion. You don't hate them for it. And I think that brands are starting to realize, like, look, we've got to be polarizing enough to be able to push away the audience that doesn't align with us and draw in the people that, are our tribe. And I think that's what we're going to start seeing this year. I think people are realizing. I mean, you look at, one of the new people that we're getting work with, AWS, they're like, hey, we want to be able to highlight the people. We need people want to be able to talk to other people. They want to be able to connect with those human beings. And, there's love him or hate him, brilliant dude, Elon Musk. He realized this a long time ago that his personal brand is going to be able to stick with him no matter what company. And there's going to be people that hate him, that love him. There's rarely people that are indifferent towards him. And he's been able to create and change a lot of this world, good or bad. Right. And so, like, I think everyone's kind of going, oh, wait, this is it. So, like, yes, being able to go in person, being able to go back to events. I think people are going to be more specific on those events. You and I have been part of many different masterminds. And the big ones are great for a little bit, but, like, I think people want to be more exclusive, even more so, not just about how much money you can spend or make, but how much you have alignment with those other human beings. And I want to be in a room with, I mean, look, max like 30, 40 people if I'm going to do something, even less. I don't want to be in a room with a couple hundred people anymore. It's too much. And you actually don't it's just a whole bunch of meaningless, you know, hey, what's up? Good to see you. How's the weather? BS. And then you leave and you're like, I don't know what I got out of that. I had fun, I think. So I
Yeah,
think
and
that's what we're going to start seeing. The same thing with South by, right? Like you said, I mean, South by Southwest is here in Austin, Texas. It'll be interesting to see. I think that will be the telltale sign of where things are going in March when South by hits and we see how these brands really resonate. Because look, I've been going to South by, y'all, since it started. And it used to be the music side, and now it's the interactive side that runs the show. It used to be the entrepreneurial side. This is where Twitter was launched. This is where so many other major companies and brands were launched at South by. And then, honestly, it was like kind of like when you and I started dating and being together, Rachel, like it shifted from that side to the corporate side. And man, I used to have an all access pass. I'd have my wristbands all the way up to my elbow, getting in everywhere. And then it was like, Rachel, you work for Microsoft. I can't get in anywhere. What's going on? Help me. So, like, I think I'm really excited to be able to see, because the last couple of years too was crypto, and that was such an exclusive thing. So yeah, I think you're right. South by is going to be a real telltale sign of where branding is going. And I hope everyone's paying attention.
corporate, like big branding. Yeah. And I think
All corporate, small. I want to see how everyone's playing in this world, because I think it
we're gonna
really is,
all
with AI has leveled that field.
yeah, I think it's leveling the field for some. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, depending on the business size.
Well,
Um,
entrepreneurs can use it faster, right? Because you and I both know on the corporate side, like if they're going to put something in, well, it's going to take them a full year to be able to implement versus, so I think timing, and it's always been a time thing, but like timing is going to be so critical moving forward even faster now with AI.
yeah,
How fast can
totally.
you implement?
Yeah. And just on that brand side, I was just thinking about too. Um, I think that brands to the whole like the whole conversation, we're having here, people are taking sides, this is
Yeah.
not a time of unity. It's really divided. Unfortunately, we're just not in that era. Does that mean that we're going to see the most transformation and change and growth than ever before, than the previous hundreds of years? 100%.
Oh yeah.
But it's going to be, it already has been difficult, and it will continue, I think, to be really volatile. And the brands that take a stance are the ones that ultimately will withstand the test of time. Um, Now the question is, are the brands going to take what side of history do you want to be on? You know, and hey, listen, we're not going to get into a super political conversation, but we've talked a lot about affirmative action, reproductive rights, these kinds of things that are really important to employees, to business professionals, um, recruiters. I think these are questions that they need to be prepared for in the talent pool. I think that companies are going to be pushed by their teams to have a stance on this and not just like saying things, but are we standing for or against, reproductive rights? And then if we are standing for, what policies do we have in place to support our people? And so I think that this is a really tricky time for employers, and brands all alike. So I will continue to be watching. I saw Walmart made a pretty treacherous move, in my opinion, no, right? Pulling some of the LGBTQ, and some of the policies that they have. And so you wouldn't see me recruiting at Walmart if I was doing that process right now. So, you know, that's right. I get to say whatever I want because I own my own company. Oh, it's amazing. So Josh, that's another kind of, you know, twist on all of that. But we're coming in at our 30 minutes here. What do you want to say to the audience is just kind of our takeaway, big thing for you to think about as you're going into 2025?
It's a good question. And, I mean, that's the whole piece. Like, I really want people to kind of think about how you're shaping your future, not how you're allowing it doesn't matter, like whoever's in charge, so to speak, no one's in charge of your life, right? Like you talked about Rachel, like how history is going to remember us. Screw history. Fuck history. Like I care about how my kids are going to remember me. What am I doing every single day? Because like, look, there's going to be a lot of people like it's getting harder and harder. Like, middle class is going away. It's upper class and lower class, and it's people are struggling. And what am I going to do to be able to provide for my kids? And how am I going to be able to stand up in front of them and be proud of what I did? And there's a lot of people that are going to go, well, screw it. I got to do whatever it takes. Even if that means stepping on other people. Like, really? Is that the world that we want to be able to show? So, I mean, like, that's that piece. So remember, your words hold power on social media, but your actions hold even more power within your home. And so think about that as we continue on down this path of 2025. And I think right now, again, you're shaping the future every single day, on and offline. And I always say, I want to be 100% me, 100% of the time, on and offline. And it's much easier that way. You're either going to love me or hate me, because that's how human beings in this world make decisions. It just is what it is. So, Rachel, I
Yeah.
think we had a good conversation today, and
No, I think
we'll see what the comments show.
yeah, no, I think it's really, it's really powerful what Josh has said. And I think we as, what do you want, if you want to call us thought leaders, influencers on LinkedIn, more than anything, we try to be humble servants. We are mothers and we're a mom, we're a father, I'm a stepmom. We're like you. We're running business. We're making things happen. And so, what we would say to you, what I would say to you is, I'm calling you forth. Just like Josh just said, you get to decide how you want to show up and what the legacy and example you want to show if you have kids, if you are in your community. Thinking local is something we're thinking a lot about. And we're calling you forth to hold integrity, truth, and honesty into the everyday practices that you do. So that's certainly what we try to do with Standout Authority with our clients, and more than anything with our children and our home.
Yeah.
With that,
I mean,
you
Rachel,
know,
I mean, like, authenticity matters. I mean, it matters more than ever. And I mean, this is like what you're saying, like, people don't want just content anymore. They want connection, and this is
yeah,
everyone's opportunity. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching today. Please, write in, reach out to us, let us know your thoughts. Josh and I definitely want to get on together more this year and bring back the bevelees. I know we're gonna do it. We're gonna.
Fine, fine. We'll just
I think that
record
we
our
should.
entire lives and let everyone watch. They'll see some good and really hard times, but
Yeah, we should try to do. I think we're gonna plan to do this on a monthly basis. It's good for both of us to just have a conversation. So with that, Happy New Year. Hey, if you're in the US and you care about college football,
we know everyone thinks that Ohio State's gonna crush us, but I'm really open. Look, we'll
listen,
see what
it's a
happens.
tough game. This Badger doesn't like Ohio State at all, the Buckeyes. So Longhorns all the way. Hook 'em. Have an amazing start to your year. We can't wait to hear from you more. With that,